Hey there, and welcome to this video in the series. And we're going to be talking about the Fast Start Agency resources. So as part of the 24-hour agency program, you're given 4 Fast Start resources. 4 videos, 3 resources. And we're going to break those down. I'm going to go ahead and go through them and explain what they are. And then we're going to actually map out the structure on how you can go ahead and start rolling with them. And this should answer any questions you have about the resources and how to use them. And this isn't a, hey, I'm just going to read the resources and skip through this type of thing. This is a simple 24-hour agency program. Watch this video, and here's what we're going to cover. So again, we're giving you Fast Start resources to help you get ready to roll. And I'm going to go through the Acquisition Accelerator, Effortless Earnings Guide, and the Starting Up Blueprint. Now, if you have a printer nearby, print out the resources and follow along during this video. And if you don't have a printer, or you don't have a way to print them right now, like right here, literally, it shouldn't take you more than 5 minutes. If you don't have that ability, or you haven't printed them out yet, just pull them up and reference them digitally and follow along. I don't want you to stop and say, oh, I'm going to go hit up FedEx and print them out, or hit up Staples and print them out. Go to my, hubby's office and print them out. Like, that's not the thing. Success is about action, not about perfection. So don't stop for small issues like that. Okay. So if you can print it off and it'll take you less than 5 minutes, let's do it. Otherwise, let's just keep rolling through. So here's the 3 core resources. Number 1, how to find people that want to buy from you. Number 2, how to get paid and have your clients pay you. And number 3, how and why you may want to set up an LLC, legal company entity for your business. 3 very critical aspects of this business. Now, I wrote a book called 12 Ways to Get Clients. There are literally hundreds of ways for you to go out and get clients for your agency. And I wrote a book called The 12 Ways to Get Clients, where I highlighted the most successful methods. But this is the 24-hour agency program, and you don't have time to try 12 different things. So for that reason, I'm giving you my top 2 in the Acquisition Accelerator. And that's the first resource here. So it's how you can acquire clients with ease. And this is your quick start guide to get paying customers fast. Now, the customer acquisition framework is what we're going to talk about and how it works. For the majority of this, we're going to be talking about how we acquire customers through what's called cold email at scale. So how I'm sending out tens of thousands of emails a day, and it's highly personalized. I'm going to give you the simple process to implement this framework in your own agency right away. Now, you can't just wait for customers to come to you. You have to go to where they are. A wise man once said. I'm just joking, but we want to get in front of them. Some people think they have this idea like, oh, I'm just going to put up a little triangle board outside my office or stick a lawn sign in my front lawn, and people in the phone will start ringing. It's like, okay, you maybe will get something from that, but what you really will get something from the results from is by going in front of people. And you can't be afraid of rejection or people saying no, because that's going to happen, and it's okay, because every no is just one more step towards a yes. But the thing is, you have to go and get in front of people. And the more people you get in front of, the more clients and deals you get. Now, most people wait for customers to come to them, but instead you should be putting yourself in front of them. Now, there's a simple way for you to get in front of thousands of potential customers in a short period of time. And it's called the Direct Approach Duo. You get to reach clients where they are, and you get to watch your business soar. Now, the document you have in front of you, the Acquisition Accelerator. By the way, the word acquisition means to acquire or to get. So when we say the Acquisition Accelerator, we mean a fast way to get clients. And so that's what this is about, is I'm giving you the fast way to get clients. Now, what I want you to do is I'm going to go through this relatively quickly for the sake of this video. But what I want you to do is I want you to, as I go through this, I want you to actually read. So I'm talking about the Direct Approach Duo. And on this slide here, we're going to go through the email express. Now, some of these I may go through, read through the whole thing. Others I will jump over. But what I want you to do is you should have the resource in front of you and read through it with me. You need to have an understanding of it. And if you read through it, even if it's just quickly, I want you to have a base understanding of this. Now, because in the next video, we're actually going to take what we're learning here and we're going to map out the action plan to take action and actually start getting results on this. And so it's important for you to have an understanding. Now, if you come across words that are complicated, you might not understand, or you start to drift off because you feel tired or it's too much, just take a break, stand up, drink a glass of water, come back, sit down, and go through it again. Or just go through it quickly. I want you to have a basic understanding of this. So first thing here is the email express. We're targeting prospects with precision. Now, what the email express is we actually send out thousands of emails. We can send out thousands of emails every day to potential clients, and we do it with in a highly targeted way. So some people think like, oh, email marketing is like it doesn't work. Well, I'm putting it in here in one of the two ways to get clients because it works. We get a lot of our customers now from email. And the next method I'm going to talk about, the LinkedIn Lasso, a lot of my clients come from there. And so while there's a lot of other ways to get clients as well, these are just the two for you. If you're just getting started in the 24-hour agency program, I want you to understand these two. Okay. Now moving on to number 2 here, LinkedIn Lasso. This is reaching out to business owners via LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a social network platform for businesses specifically. And so remember what we're trying to do. We're trying to go to where people are, not wait for them to come to us. You can post all day long on Snapchat. I don't think you'll get many sales. But if you go to LinkedIn and you target people where they are, the results are going to come in. Same thing as email. We're going to where people are instead of waiting for them to come to us. So there's two parts here, 3 parts actually. Part 1 of this acquisition accelerator, getting customers, is 3 steps to prospecting for email. We have details on each step, and then we'll go into LinkedIn prospecting, and then I'll cover some scripts that actually give you some templated scripts. So 3 steps. Step 1, identify your target prospects. Step 2, personalize your emails. Then step 3, optimize for automation. If you have the resource in front of you, which by the way, the link should be below this, and if they're not, they are on the homepage of the program. So you can go back and click and open them and download them there. But these are the three really important things, aspects of email prospecting. The resource, the actual physical copy goes into more details on all 3 of these. Now for LinkedIn, it's a 4-step process. And it's number 1, you search for businesses and you find the decision makers on LinkedIn. Excuse me. And then you send 10 to 15 connection requests every single day. And then you customize the proven messages provided and send to everyone that connects back with you, and then get responses and get results. So here's the proven templates, and you can see them here. I'm not asking you to read this or type these out. They're given to you where you can copy and paste in the digital download. But what we're doing here is there's 2 different methods. One of them is what we call the targeted approach, and the direct approach, and one is a more relationship-based approach. And so the idea with the number 1, the script number 1 on the left-hand side, is what the subject line, what we're trying to do is we're trying to initiate a conversation about something that we can have in common. Instead of going straight to the point and being like, hey, dude, let me sell you something. The idea is let me come in here and try to build rapport and create some kind of connection and trust and knowingness and liking with the person. And then from there, we can go in and try to build a relationship and sell something. But that's the idea with that message. Now, the second message here on the right-hand side is we're actually just being direct. Marketing services for the name of the person. So if you're targeting someone who, let's say their business name is, Main Street Dental, the subject line would say marketing services for Main Street Dental. And You actually want to come in here with the prospect's name, and you want to actually edit some of those. You want to edit the thing so it's customized. The more customized you can make it, the higher the results are going to be. In fact, if you have the prospect's phone number, you have the address, you can include those things into the email. You don't want to seem weird, but you can include those into the email. I call it the stalker method, where what you're doing is you're effectively finding out information about the people, and then you're packing it into an email where it shows you did your research. And what that does is it helps you stand out from everyone else that's contacting that person, that company. And so with that, what you're doing is you're actually showcasing, that you've done your research. And so, for example, you could say, hey, so here's the way you can incorporate someone's phone number into an email where it's not weird. Hey, I was going to call you at blank, 555-555-555. And, but I wasn't sure if that was your right number. So I just wanted to confirm. By the way, I hope this message finds you well. I came across your profile on LinkedIn, blah, 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 blah. So, that's kind of the idea and the overview. Now, if you didn't find them on LinkedIn, then don't say that, right? Wherever you found them from, you'd obviously use that. If you're on LinkedIn, of course, you'll say LinkedIn, but just wanted to clarify that. So, with the second method, we're being direct, and both work, but I would say try both. And you can see which one you feel most comfortable with, which one works for you. Some people prefer to do the relationship building way, and other people prefer to do the straight up approach, where you contact someone and just straight up offer them marketing services. And for the right person at the right time, the marketing services direct approach would be ideal, because you're really getting in front of the right people at the right time, and they know exactly what they're getting into. So that's resource one. I was going to say, have any questions, but we're not live right now. So I'm used to doing these trainings live. So a pre-recorded one's a little bit weird for me, but here we are. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys on resource one. And again, read through it, get a basic understanding of it. You don't need to know everything. This isn't school. We're not doing you don't have to memorize the entire thing, but I want you guys to have a general understanding of it. All right, moving into resource two. This is the effortless earnings guide. So the simple guide to setting up and optimizing payments for passive income. So a couple things. First, we're going to outline what payment processing is and why it's important for your business. Then let's talk about Stripe for payment processing, and then I'm going to give you guys some tips for streamlining payment processing for maximum efficiency. So it's time to get you paid. So in this resource, we talk about how you can get that money. So you have to set up a payment method for your clients. And it's crucial for a seamless business transaction. So in the US, we recommend using Stripe as a payment provider. This isn't sponsored by them. I wish it was. But they provide a user-friendly platform and a range of payment options for both domestic and international clients. And so I give you a few steps to go ahead and get started inside the resource. I'm not going to dive through and go through all that here on this call here, but Stripe is actually free to set up and use. They just charge a small transaction fee. It's about 3%, which at scale, you can actually negotiate it down once you're doing a lot of volume. But yeah, that's the idea is you need a place once your client says, hey, yeah, I want to work with you, a place for you to actually go ahead and for them to put their credit card in and pay you. And then what Stripe does is Stripe is just a company where you can send your client an invoice. The client can put in their credit card or they can put in their debit card. And there's a couple other methods too that for them to pay through what's called ACH. They can also pay that way if you're familiar with it. And then it actually goes into Stripe, who takes it, validates everything, and then Stripe pays you out. Because it's not very professional to get customers to Venmo you or Cash App you or Zelle you. So the professional way of doing it is by having a payment processing platform where you can actually invoice customers and they can pay it that way. Now, if you're an international, so Stripe works for international customers, but if you're an international agency owner, and meaning not in Canada, I know Stripe works for Canada and the US. I know it works for some other countries, but I can't confirm exactly which ones it is. So if you're in an international country, let's say you're in Australia or New Zealand or England or Dubai, or maybe you're in Europe somewhere, or Russia or Asia, wherever you are at, South America, Mexico, wherever you're at in the world, you can just check to see if Stripe works for you. If Stripe is not available in your country, there's other options. You can use PayPal, you can use Bill.com. So there is other options for you. And I would just say, go ahead and see if Stripe works for you. If not, look at some of those other options. And I do cover a couple of them in this resource. So that said, that's pretty much the simple way to get paid. So you just go out, you set up the payment processing platform, and now you're getting checks in your bank account. And if you set it up right, your customers can actually you will set their card up to be automatically charged every single month. So you don't have to worry about calling up, John Smith every single month saying, "Hey, John, Mr. John, I'm just calling you to get your credit card." No, once you set it up, assuming their credit card is paid off and has space on it and they're happy with the services, every single month it's going to get charged, and you're going to get a check in your bank account or a payout in your bank account for their services month after month after month, sometimes for years. So that said, the resource 3 is the starting up guide. So this is the easy guide to company setup. In this resource, you got the basics of what an LLC is, how it can be beneficial for tax savings, why you may need one for your business. So the step-by-step guide on setting up an LLC, and we even have partnered up with a company, and it may not be around forever. But we have partnered up with a company to set up your LLC, and they're actually going to go ahead and do the process to set up for free and actually get you started on a free entity. Now, when you set up an entity, there are some, depending on the state you're in, where you're at. This is for U.S. Companies only. If you're international, you could still use it. It'd just be to set up a U.S. company. Depending on the state, there are some what's called filing fees. Basically, like $100 to create a company. But there's all this paperwork that has to be done to submit it. And so we actually went and partnered up with a company who specializes in this, and they're going to actually do it for free for you as a thank you for being a part of our community and being in this program, which is pretty awesome. So, so the basics of what an LLC is, are really, it's a company. I remember I first time I heard the term LLC, I was in Canada. I was like, what do you mean by LLC? Because we got sole proprietorships and corporations. It's a little bit different structure up in Canada. But for depending on where you're at, all in LLC stands for limited liability company. All it really is a company. Because when you're going out and doing business, you can, in theory, it's like, well, I'll just, if I have a lawn mowing business, my friends and their parents and the people in my neighborhood, they just give me $20 and that's it. Or they just send me a PayPal payment or a Venmo or a Zelle payment and Cash App, whatever, Apple Pay, and we're good to go. But the thing is, when you're doing business like professionally, you need to eventually have a official company set up, and the company is is where the money goes into. And so just like Coca-Cola, like the guy who made Coca-Cola isn't going out and he's not running it through his personal bank account. He's obviously running it through the company. And so that's what the idea of it is for. Now, 2 major benefits. Number 1, you're protected in case anything ever were to happen. You're typically with an LLC, gives you just some protection against potential lawsuits or anyone coming after you. It's just, that's a good reason to have it. And then secondly, there's tax benefits. So companies pay less taxes than people generally, than individuals. And so running the money through a company, you end up saving someone tax. So talk with the partner that we partnered up with if that offer is still available. And otherwise, I'd say go talk with a CPA, meaning an accountant, or talk with an attorney about setting up a company. There's a lot of attorneys and accountants that will give you guys a free call, a free strategy session, and explain this stuff to you. So That's kind of the overview. Just to kind of show you a little bit in the resource here is the question is like, do I need to set up an official legal business before starting? And so for me, I actually got my first 1 or 2 clients before having the official company set up. But it's part of the official process of starting a business. You don't have to start it to do business, but you eventually will have to look at doing it, and ideally earlier on in your venture. So if you don't have the capital to do it, or you don't know how, or you're not sure if you're going to go all in on this yet, I'm not saying, hey, stop watching this video and go do it right now. I'm just giving you awareness that this is something you're going to want to do and need to do eventually. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about it here and give you the resource. Now, there's different types of entities, and again, there's some pros and cons of starting a company, not starting a company, using an LLC or something else. They're broken down in this guide here. Just give it a skim through, read through it, and then know that this and the other 2 resources are available for you at your discretion when you need it. So just to summarize this video, start getting customers and growing your business. And you can leverage these resources and just keep them in your back pocket as tools for success when you need it. And then finally, assuming the offer is still available, book your free entity call with our partner, and they'll actually help you set the LLC up. So that's the end of this video. Just to recap, by the way, you guys are in the 3rd video. Congratulations. That's awesome. We got 1 more video left in this series, and it's talking about actually action steps. So the first 3 videos are about knowledge. We have given you some information. And video 4 is going to be like, okay, now let's take it, let's apply it. We're going to write down some stuff, and I'm going to actually take you through the process of taking action and getting some wins. So that's what that looks like. Stand up, go drink a glass of water, and then let's see you in the next video.